What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sisko and Mike Podcast. Mike, we got a great show today. I know we had our October thing going on, and now we're moving on to November. There's a big thing in November, but before we talk about that, we got to introduce our guest. He's an artist. He paints on canvases. He paints on people. He's an entrepreneur. He's an alien enthusiast, too, so we might get into that a little bit, too. And he has a show coming up that we'll talk about. But you know what, Mike? It's pretty dope because I love when we started this podcast, we had people from the SGV.
Yep. We started over
that was our roots. And now we're bringing it back, bro. We got AR Ink Farmers joining us today.
Welcome, bro.
What's
Welcome.
up, guys? What's up? So, do I look at you both?
You look
just like a normal conversation, bro.
Conversation.
All right.
So you grew up in SGV. You actually went to our high school, right?
Yeah,
you
I went to Cervista. Yep.
You're what? 1 year or 2 years younger than us?
2003. So
don't say dates because we don't like to age ourselves.
Okay.
Because I like to say that I'm 25, bro.
25. That's
you never know, the groupies, they might say.
Okay.
I'll make sure that bleep that out when the year and shit.
No, but you actually went to school. You were 2 years younger than us, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha,
I remember you.
You remember me?
Yeah, I remember him.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this guy, like, I just see him walking around with a pencil in his head. Like, I'm like, why does he have a fucking pencil in his head? Why does he have? He always always carried a pencil, and I was like, it just threw me off because nobody carries a pencil. Like, you know what? You got me, bro. My dad carried a pencil right here because he's a contractor. So we needed to mark stuff. And then I was like, why the fuck have a pencil? Like, and then he told me later why you had it. And I was like, oh, are you allowed to say it? Talk about
go ahead. Yeah. Everybody brings up little memories about me.
He wasn't wanting to get into like fights and stuff. Yeah.
It wasn't because he was studious, dog.
What about whatever be a contractor for?
I was like, man, he's probably good with the architect stuff for
Actually,
contracting.
I was.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I was good with the architect stuff. I wanted to be an architect. My lifestyle there didn't, match up with the architect side. But I was in, if you remember Mr. Kodama.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember
the drafting class. And I was pretty good at it. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to do.
You know what's interesting, bro? When he told me that you remembered him because he told me that yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, bro, it's kind of trippy how, like, we interact with so many people and there's people around us and we never notice,
Yeah.
Like, we were in the same I didn't know you, bro. I don't remember you, to be honest,
What year?
Same as Mike.
Same. You do look kind of familiar now that I like see you in person. So maybe I've seen you in crossing, but I mean, I was really quiet, like at least,
But I stood out the most.
You stood out, yeah.
So it's just weird how like people notice us or we notice people, but they don't notice us back or, you know what I'm saying? It's just trippy how life works and shit.
Normally,
that aspect.
Normally, every time I run into somebody before, it was the same thing. Pollo?
Yeah.
And then the first thing they bring up is it's a fight.
Dude, even my buddy Chuck, same thing. He was talking about. He's like, oh, he's all pollo. He knows you right away. And I was like, but I'm like, he's probably not gonna know who I am. But he kicked it with my cousin. That's what he was talking about. I was telling you.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's how that.
I mean, Mike is pretty out there, pretty loud, pretty flamboyant.
Nah, I'm not. Flamboyant is kind of weird, fool. I'm a little extra, not as extra as some people, but you know
so
what I'm talking
it's hard to miss it. You make a lasting memory.
I have a loud voice. So even when I talk, sometimes people think I'm yelling at them.
But see, that's good. That's good because you stand out. You pop.
But sometimes it's not good, dog.
Depend on the situation. Like you're telling me yesterday, like
yeah, that's true.
You never gone to the movies with this fool and shit. Hey, fool, okay.
Hey,
¿qué pasa? What's gonna happen?
But let's get back to you, bro. We want to talk about.
Sorry.
Because do you have a painting? If you guys could see it in the back.
Oh yeah.
He has his painting. This is one of his new masterpieces. He's going to be showcasing it. We're going to be talking about his show. It's one of the reasons we brought him here because he has a show that's coming up where I'm going to be part of. So if you want to come by later on, we'll give you all the details. But he does a lot of artwork that has to do with canvas. And then, like I said, he does tattoos. So tell us a little bit about that, bro. Like, what's up? Like, how did that get started?
So I got into tattooing on accident. Totally on accident. I wanted to be a cop. That's what I wanted to do. I did the Police Explorer program. I was like gung-ho about being a cop. And then when I was doing that, I ended up I applied for the test and I missed it like by 2 points. So they're like, this is a short story long. Yeah. So then 2 points, whatever. I didn't get in. So the only thing I could do is go to school. So I figured I'd just go to school. When I'm done, be a cop. Well, in school there was some other guy because I was in the mechanic school. The for GM I took a GM course in Cerritos College, and then from there I met this cat, and he's like, bro, you draw pretty good. You should do tats. And I was like, tats? I was like, nah, I don't want to do tattoos. And then he would tattoo all the people he was from Linwood. Mm-hmm. So he's tattooing all the people in the neighborhood over there, and he was showing me, he's like, look, bro, you can make bank. And I'm like, It's like, nah. Probably like a year into it, because it's a 2-year program. I still had them, and I was like, I worked at Costco. That's when I worked at Costco. And then I got a job there, and then a tattoo shop opened up across the street. I went with a friend to get tatted, and then I just started talking to the owner. And I was like, man, tattoo, meeting this dude. I'm going to take it as a sign from the universe. Then I just kind of like, after work, I would go chop it up with the guy, and he started teaching me. And then that's how I got into it. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to jump into this. I did one tattoo, some guy at Costco, and I got hooked, dude. I couldn't stop. I was like, oh, another one. And I just had to keep going. And then from there, I just tattooed all the whole time. And then when I met my buddy Rask, he's the one that got me into like painting. So like my first painting sucked. So I just I love painting too. And I just kept going there, and then here we are, just.
So you started tattooing first?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
tattooing first.
But was it already in you, bro? Like the artist drawing?
Yeah.
Where you were drawing since you were a kid?
Since I was a kid, man. Like I was always like, since I can remember. One thing too, like when I was young, it's like, cause my, sorry dad, but he's a little, tight with money. So like whenever my mom would buy me toys or whatever, my dad would get pissed, like, hey, why are you buying him stuff? He doesn't need that. So like, because I didn't have toys, I would just draw. all the time. I would make little paper airplanes, different models, and I would just like play with them. That's like a memory I remember. So I never really had any toys. So I was just I think that's how it got me to be creative in the space. And then that's kind of what launched me into it. And then the reaction I get from people, that's when I was like, damn, I gotta do this. I love it, Yeah. So it started from a kid. Yeah, that's where it originated from. But I love it, man. I love what I do.
Did you ever, in our time, because that's the reason I got in trouble when I first got arrested. I wasn't like a bad kid doing bad things. I started doing graffiti, and that's the first thing that ever got me caught up with the police.
Yeah.
Were you into any graffiti or?
Yeah, I was, man. I love it.
Because I know it was big during our time. Graffiti was very big. I mean, it's big all the time, but I think the 80s and 90s was very, very big.
Yeah, the late 90s into the 2000s, that's when it was like, it was dope, man. And it was funny because like, I called myself a sleeper agent because I was a police explorer in Irwindale. And then like, sometimes like there'll be graph and the cops will be like, man, I can't read that. And I'll be like, oh, it says this. They're like, how do you know? And I'm like,
that's me,
you can I know, huh? They're like, no, you can see like the E, and they're like, oh, okay,
So they didn't suspect shit or what?
No. But I was a kid. They're probably just like, he's just drawing or whatever, But like on like behind the scenes, like I would be drawing graph and going paint. I would paint with a buddy of mine. We don't really talk anymore. His name's Mecca. So I used to paint with him. Pierre knows who he is, but I used to paint with him at Venice Beach, or we used to go under bridges and paint and stuff. So I was living a double life.
There's something that I've always wondered, bro. And maybe you too. And you said that your first paintings suck, right?
Yeah.
Is it, obviously it's a skill you get better at with time, no matter what.
Yeah.
But do you guys think it's like just in you, and some people can never, no matter how much you paint, how much you draw, like you can never reach a level of like being an artist and shit?
I mean, like, I'm not trying to, I'm just comparing myself, like how I was.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, art is very subjective. So you can paint like anything you want. Like, it's what it means to you.
Yeah.
And I used to paint for other people, like to get real reaction. And then now I flipped it, and then that's where I started painting for myself. And once I started painting on myself and focusing on my own lane, then that's when I'm like, okay, I got to keep doing this. I love it. It made me want it more. And I really...
I'm going to say something similar like he does, like especially with my photography. I think I got to a point when I would do something, I would shoot something to see what other people are going to tell me. Like what the reaction was, like, oh, that shit's dope. And then it got to me where I was like, well, they're telling me that's dope, but I really don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's fuck that. I'm going to shoot what I want to shoot.
Yeah.
So now, like I like last night, we went out to an event. Shout out to Kimo the Blaxican for inviting us. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. We went out to Biclasos, and they had a bunch of art. They had the Las Catrinas. They were all dressed up in their outfits. And I started taking pictures again. And I don't go out as much as I used to. Mm-hmm. But I took some sick pictures last night. And I was just like, oh, shit. Like, I felt that spark in me again. It's like, I want to shoot what I want to shoot what I want to shoot. Yeah. So
and you get in that moment, huh?
Yeah,
like you see a moment and you just like, I need to get this. Like,
exactly.
And then you get it. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Pierre, get the fuck out of the way. Because you're in my shadow, fool.
Pierre's like holding the drinks. Hey.
No, because sometimes, you're looking at something and it doesn't match up. So I'm assuming the same thing with art.
Yeah. It's cool because like, it's a blessing and a curse because you can't shut it off. I can't shut it off. Like, I'm always studying, looking at stuff. Like, whether it's graphic design, I draw cars, so I look at cars, taillights, I look at reflections, people's tattoos. Like, I can't just like not look. Like, I have to literally have my eyes down, but I start studying and grasping little things and concepts. So my mind does not shut off. It's always running, and that's a problem I have sometimes.
You know what that's called?
What?
Passion.
Is it?
Passion, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it's something that, for example, there's things related to work where you're constantly thinking about it, but you're like dreading it, bro. You're like, fuck, why am I still thinking about work, right? But when you're viewing something, for example, you're viewing a campus or you see a landscape or something you like, and you're like, fuck, this is a sick shot. That's a passion because it's like, fuck, like you're enjoying that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I feel it's something you love and it's something that really pushes you and you enjoy.
You know what came to mind right now, Fo? Remember when we had Echo's World and he was talking about cinematography?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he could see a movie and he could start. It's like weird for him because he was like, oh shit, I could see they did this, right?
Yeah.
I feel like and I do the same thing with photos. I'm like, oh, I could have done that. Oh, this low. We were talking about it on the way here. I was talking to Pierre on the drive. I was like, you got to go low for this type of shot. And I was like, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that's like, you're right.
Yeah, and it's
driving
like,
by somewhere.
Yeah, and it sucks because like every time I get into something new, like I have a YouTube channel too, so I do a lot of YouTube stuff. So now I'm getting into editing. Now I can't watch movies the same way. Now I'm looking at shots. Now I'm looking at
Cisco started messing with editing.
Yeah,
bro.
You can't watch a movie the same.
Calls me up. Hey, fool, I did this. I was like, damn, fool, chill.
You know what it is, and it goes back to the same thing. Why I call it a passion. Growing up, we talk about loving movies and all this shit, right? My senior project was film production, so I've always been an enthusiast. I've always wanted to do like the behind the scenes, the camera work, and all that stuff. And I had to go away from that just because of life, actual life responsibilities and things like that. So when we got back into this, my mind just fucking went all over. And I was like, I felt like a little kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I was just like, let's try this. Let's do this. That's why I built the whole studio and shit. I was like, hey, if we're going to do it, let's do it, right? Like the lighting and you start fucking going deep. You start going deep into everything. And next thing you know, you're just enjoying it. Like I tell them, I fucking love editing now. Doing little short films, little intros and shit like that. So,
and like you were saying earlier, like the energy you put into something, it's like that you get in that flow state, and then you're just locked in, and then you're like, oh shit, what time is it? Oh shoot, like 4 or 5 hours gone by and you didn't even realize it. Yeah.
You know what's dope about you though? That what you realize, you said it right now that you don't realize it. You realize what you were doing with your talent, the canvassing, the tattooing, and you actually made it a business.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that have passions. But circumstances or sometimes just them being afraid or scared of actually moving forward or just doing it, you know what I mean? Pursuing it, they stop themselves, but you actually didn't do that.
No, I actually, that's crazy because like I had to learn business. Like I had no business. In my early 20s, my business skill was shit, man. But now it's like you got to look taxes, you got to do all that stuff. And it's like if you want to buy a house, you got to do all this stuff. So it's a lot of work, man, because you're not just doing the art. Like you got to do the business side of it too, and that's another part of it too. I enjoy it though. I like because I once I learn something, I obsess, and then I get into it. And then I start looking at other people doing it. Like, hey, what did you? I start asking questions. So that's like So my mind's like always like that. So it sucks.
What's easiest, bro? To draw on canvas or draw on a person?
Actually, the whole thing's effortless for me. Like so I don't even think about it. When somebody says, "Can you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then I get into it, and then I'm like, "Okay." As I'm doing it, I just know what to do. Like I don't even think about it. Like if you ask me, can you pay me this? Let's do it. And then I'll do it until I like it too. Because if you look at my YouTube videos, I was talking to a buddy of mine's dad, and he was telling me, because he watches my stuff. He's like, dude, like you did an amazing painting, and then you just paint over it. And you're like, dude, it looked good, and I was like, I wasn't happy with it. So it's like if I see something off and there's no flow, then I'll just paint over it and start over.
But you can't do it on a person.
On person, no, that's easier because it's like I've instilled that in my mind to do that.
Gotcha.
And then it's easier with bigger pieces because if I do something, I could at least hide it and flare it out, shade it. But the ones that are hard, the hardest one are the dainty tattoos because you could see everything. Like, oh, I want a little skinny line with the arrow, infinity sign with all my sisters and brothers' names on it, and you're just like, what the fuck? No, and I want it this small, and you're just like, what the? You can't do it that small. So those are the trickier ones are like tattooing people. Yeah, it is tricky. The smaller ones, So and I've been tattooing for 20 years already, 21 years. I started when I was 18. Yeah, 18.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I travel a lot. I go to Kansas. I go to Maine a lot. So I just got back from Maine too. I was out there tattooing like big pieces. So
Have you ever tattooed on your own self?
yeah, I have.
Is that like a must for a tattoo artist to tattoo on themselves?
I don't think so. I think I just did it just to do it, just to try it out. But I was like, no, I just but Ras did that too. He was like, I'm gonna do it. What you said, that was more him. Oh, me, I just wanted to do it to do it, and just to like mess around. Can you curse here or no? You be
yeah, you can curse.
I don't know.
I curse all the time, dog. You ever see my shit?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, bro, because like for me, like the podcast and my business, right? Like I tell this fool, like I stress out because I'm a more logical thinker, and I like to be prepared. I like to think and approach things a certain way, right? Since you're working on canvas, it feels like there's one approach, and then when you're working with a person, it feels like it's a different approach. Or is it the same mindset for both?
Same, but different, because I'm doing what they want. Like as far as a tattoo, that's not what I want. And this is like this. I got to do whatever I want. So like I always say to myself, like my paintings, like this is something nobody could take away from me. So this is more pleasurable for me is to paint because I could do whatever I want. Sometimes I'll leave mistakes on purpose because I want those mistakes there, and I'll leave them there, and nobody will know, but only I will know, and everybody will just be like, "Oh, that's badass." I'm like, they don't know those little secrets I leave. So all of my paintings have little secrets in them. No one really knows. There's some that even glow in the dark where you turn off the lights, and then there's another image in there.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So
and I want to talk to you because I know, you've tattooed me.
Yeah.
And I've seen your work. I mean, I told you since I first saw your work, I was like, damn, that's just dope, dog. I mean, we got something going on that we're working on together. And we're not going to talk about that here because once it's ready, then we'll drop it. But I was going to say, the first things I noticed was you do a lot of you even mentioned to me, you do a lot of things with like alien style. Like you either insert something, spaceship, space. How does that work? Where does that come from? Like, are you fascinated with the whole alien thing?
You know what? I just love nature and space stuff. And then it's just like so my paintings, I would say from 2021 to 2023, they're more out there because I love space and like nature. So I try to create my own spaces, like my own universes that are different. That there's just like I could look at that and I'd be like, oh man, that's like something I would like to see in real life. Kind of like Salvador Dali. When he paints his stuff, it's like this is his world, his perspective. That's kind of how I did it. Like I was out there, but now my paintings I'm bringing it back to earth, which is painting cars, painting this stuff. So I was painting up there in another realm, and then when I got back, like now I'm painting stuff that people could relate to. So I was painting for me for sure, but now I'm painting it for me too, but just down here.
Coming back down to earth, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Obviously that's like a metaphor, right? Like
yeah.
So we were talking before the podcast actually, and we were talking about submersing yourself in your work and your passion, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you were trying to say with that? Like you're kind of just like, I'm looking at your painting, bro, and I just like space out in it, right? Like I start looking at the details and I'm just submersed in it. Is that the same feeling? Is that what you mean, or what is it? Yeah,
I get submersed in it and I get lost in it. And then I just like, and it's crazy because tattooing, I could tattoo 18. I've done a 16 to 18 hour tattoo, like straight, maybe a few breaks here and there. And Maine, I did a long ass one. But when it comes to painting, I have to paint it in sections. Because if there's something that I don't see or something that doesn't flow, then I'm kind of like, I'm just staring at it. So I could paint like 3 hours here, 5 hours here, and it just kind of eventually until I see it. Like if it's frustrating and it doesn't flow, I'll just leave and then I'll come back to it. Like I take my time with my art now instead of just rushing it, So now, and then I just, whenever I get those, I call them little wins. And then eventually like I was supposed to be done with this painting before, like a long time ago. Yeah. And I just finished it like 3 days ago. Yeah.
Was that because of time, or was it because you were just
working? I was still searching what I'm going to add to it. So if you see these little umbers on it, I don't know if you can see it, but I was missing. It was missing something like the little umbers. Like I just added that last minute because I was on TikTok and I saw a volcano erupting and he left these little glowy ashes and I was like, oh, that's it. And then I freaking started adding those little dots.
Talking about the ones that are going up?
The little dots all over. Yeah. So those are like umbers. So, and then I added the glowing effect on the eyes and then the jaw, like it's glowing, illuminating inside the skull. And I was like, that's it. Cause normally in my paintings, I like to add other stuff. Yeah. And this is one where I was like, nah, I'm just going to make it more like less is more kind of type vibe. and then I was like, and then I added those little umbers, and I'm like, that's it, it's done. And then
it was something different.
Yeah, most definitely brings out a lot, bro. Like, and like I said, we had a good conversation before, and kind of just like I'm still looking at it, and I can tell that you really focused on it and you really lost yourselves. And Mike, I don't know.
It's for sale, fool.
I know. No, I know. But honestly, I think this is the one I was telling you. But we were talking about it earlier, and I didn't tell you, but like we were talking about spirituality and the alien stuff, right? And how when he draws, he feels like he's like in a euphoric feeling, like spiritually, or like you can say like you were higher, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, but it's just another way of getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like I just feel like that's why I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah,
if it related to the alien stuff, because you go deep into it and you kind of lose yourself in that.
Yeah, I mean the alien stuff kind of happened like when I was like a kid. It was like a weird.
So it's different.
It's different, but it segued into like thinking like that. That was weird because
did you get abducted?
I don't know, bro. I probably, but it was weird because I just remember waking up and I flicked the switch. My stomach was hurting, but it wasn't like a regular stomach. It was like warm. It felt weird. And I just woke up and I was like, and I turned the hallway light and I'm holding my stomach. My sister is across the hallway when I flipped the lights on, standing in front of me, holding her stomach. And and I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, I feel weird. And I go, I feel weird too. And I was like, whatever. Like, so here, just go to bed. So I took her to, because her and my sister shared a room. And then I was like, I don't know. My stepdad and my mom were in the living room because it was only a 2-bedroom home. And I just slept. I don't know why I laid down on the floor and then put her in the bed with my other sister. And I looked through the blinds and I see a green dim light, like really faint. And I was like, what the hell is that? I was so scared to even like check, but it was like a weird light. I can't even explain it. And so then I was like, could that have been like UFO or something crazy? But it was like probably like at 2 a.m, 3 a.m. It's probably about like 13, 12 years old around there. Where I was young. So it was a trip.
This is in BP?
No, in Covina.
Okay.
Yeah. It was in Covina. So I was like,
crazy.
Yeah. So that was like, oh shoot. And so little by little, I started like kind of getting into the whole alien stuff. I would draw like aliens with spaceships and stuff. He knows, Pierre knows. I did a painting like a long time ago of an alien, and I was always just drawn to it. I don't know why. Until when the stuff started coming out, then I was like, oh shit, this is like fascinating. And then I started getting into space and started getting into like, the sun. Cause I trip out, like when I was a kid, I couldn't comprehend that there was a ball of light and a bright light at night. Like, why are we here? Like, what is this place? Like, I was like conscious of like, this is weird. Like, how am I here experiencing this? So I would like trip out, as a kid. It's like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just couldn't comprehend being like this experience of feeling alive. Like, I just remember that. Like, I didn't feel like normal. Like, I always felt like, not saying like I was a weird kid or anything.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't comprehend the fact that I'm like experienced this thing called life. Like I dig deep when I think sometimes, and it's just a trip. This is weird. I never read anybody this stuff.
That's
so
crazy.
It's dope, bro. Because like
I mean, that's not crazy. You think that it's just crazy to know that. Like, like as a 5, 6 year old who's thinking this.
Yeah.
Some people don't even do that shit in their lifetime. You know what I mean? Like some people don't question the existence of life.
And okay, go ahead.
No. Like I was just gonna say that even now, like I feel like for a long time, like I just was cruising through life, right? Mm-hmm. But now, like I'm really experiencing it. Like and now I'm starting to feel that again. Like, damn, I'm really experiencing life. Like what is this thing that's life?
Yeah.
And everything that comes with it, everything that's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we get lost in the whole hustle and bustle that we don't think like. Sorry to chime in and stuff, but like I trip out sometimes. Like people are trying to create power, right? When nukes and all that, but you have this big ass ball of fire and gas in the air and in the sky. They're trying to replicate that, and that's just trippy to me because like when people try to see, they don't see it because like we see this, we see like money, we see all this distraction, right? But we don't see like the stuff nature really makes. Mm-hmm. Like trees, the way they grow, they just grow, or why rain becomes rain, like those little details. And like I look at nature like very like I appreciate it way more now, And then I remember I was at the Cosmo and I was like in Vegas and I was on the ledge, and I just remember looking down and I saw all like this man-made shit, and in the distance you just see the mountains, and I was like, the mountains look so zen and beautiful compared to all this like
the chaotic shit.
Yeah. It's just weird.
Sin City, bro.
Yeah.
We just recently talked about this, the end of the world stuff and natural disasters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, we're genuinely trying to recreate disasters, you know, trying to recreate damage and just killing life, nature, and things like that. So yeah, you're right. We get focused on it, and like you said, I think it comes down to us being human.
Yeah.
That pride. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I don't know what it is. It's in our biology to just dominate or just to kill. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Like, I've wondered that. Like, why do we have to like do certain things, or why do we keep pushing that limit of trying to be better than other countries or other people just in general?
Yeah.
And it always comes down to that, like destruction, for some reason.
Yeah.
It can never be like in a positive way, you know, like let's be better in this way, like in a positive way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's always like, I got more power, I can destroy you.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. It should be the other way. I always think about this, like, not to get all religious or anything, but like, I always think if we all like thought like Jesus thought, like at a higher level of consciousness, we would have all been like in space flying, and everybody would be cool with each other, just flying and doing, like, our technology would be advanced like tenfold, you know. But because it's like money and greed, and then people are always like, they don't like to help each other out. Like when I went to Japan, dude, Japan was like, everybody helps each other out. See a drunk, well, you know, you went to Japan. Yeah. It's like a way of thinking over there. It's like, man, if we only thought like that, the whole world, dude, we would all be on the same wavelength. No drama, no beef, no borders. Everything will be solved. Problem solved.
Yeah.
But it goes back to biology, Doc. We have to fucking have a one up everybody else, you know?
Well, it's called survival of the fittest.
So, but
I mean, that's technically that's what it is. But
yeah.
survival of the fittest now means like, I got more than you. Like I got more nukes than you. You know, it's like,
but I mean,
I got more this than that, you know?
Like I said,
resources.
We can stem this shit back to our biology. Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, we killed off. You know, we're like, Homo sapiens was the one that moved on. Neanderthals, Homo erectus, all those other ones, they got killed off.
Yeah.
They don't know how, but I mean, we're the ones that here, and it's in our DNA, fool. It's literally in our DNA.
Fool, I just keep. I don't know why I kept hearing you say homo. I was like, what the fuck, fool? What are the gays gonna do with this, fool? Anyways,
you heard Homo erectus?
I was like, Homo erectus. I know what you're talking about. There.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about, guys. It's a joke, you know me.
Science.
I got right now.
Science. But yeah, bro. No, I love the fact that you go deep into that shit, bro. Because I think it's one of the best things right now, like that I've experienced, and I told him, like, rediscovering myself changed my mentality a lot, and it feels dope to be able to experience it and actually be aware of everything that's going on around you, you know, and appreciate it.
Yeah. You start. Yeah, that's good.
I have a thing that just came to mind. This shows about art, shows about this, but you see how that leads into a deeper thoughts, deeper conversations.
Yeah.
Do you think that arts like music, art like creative art, stuff like that, is what we're missing as a human beings, that to lead us to that to that
I think
higher power level?
I think we will. I think with AI and all that, I feel like because jobs are getting cut because of all this AI stuff, right? So I figure when man doesn't know what to do, like as far as work, they're gonna get more creative. I feel in the future, I think I think they'll get more creative. Yeah.
You don't think we'll be dumber down?
Yeah. I mean, 50-50. I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna go back to the same shit. Yeah. It's because I read some book, right? But
what was the book? So
it's called Sapiens.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about.
So it's a really good book, right? It talks about like biology, physics, everything, how life is just as Homo sapiens, right? Like the whole journey. But it goes back to the same thing, like communication. One of the reasons why we've been successful and we've been able to grow is because we've been able to pass stories on. You know, the earliest people, caveman, whatever, they wrote stories through art. You know, they were drawing rocks.
Yeah.
So they were telling stories, Egyptians, hieroglyphics, they were telling stories of their gods and their kings and all that stuff, right? So that's what's made us successful. But in a way, we kind of went away from that. We got lost in everything else, you know, like money, power, shit like that. That's what really dominates us and controls our day to day.
Yeah.
So I think going back to that, like you said, maybe because of AI or maybe not, but I just feel like stories are not being told. And I don't mean like stories in books, just in general, like life, you know, like life lessons, life conversations, especially. You know, one of the reasons I love the podcast, the art of conversation. I say it all the time. It's slowly dying.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. I think that there is stories being told right now.
Yeah.
And I know you're gonna laugh at this, and you guys are gonna think that's stupid, but it's not.
All right,
Because,
let me see. Let me be the judge of that.
Okay.
excuse me, I'm burping. TikTok,
Okay.
all these apps that allow you to communicate.
Yeah.
I just think we're using them for the wrong thing.
I somewhat agree. I agree with that.
Imagine 50 years from now, somebody from the future, let's just say time travel exists.
Yeah.
If they were to come to our time and fucking judge us based on our time right now,
Oh yeah.
they'd be like,
Yeah.
these fuckers are idiots.
I mean, I will give you an example too. Like 2020, that was a year where people had the opportunity to find themselves because they were home. They were like trying to find a niche, and so that's where you started getting people that are social media, YouTube. All these influencers started growing from that. So that was a good way of finding themselves. And I feel like eventually more and more people are going to find themselves as less and less jobs. The jobs are going to be high paying in the future are going to be plumbers, electricians, shit that people need, to fix stuff. That stuff's going to go up. So that's what I see in the future. That
I want to pose a question for you, Phil.
What's up?
So, like, let's just say the people in the future, right? They see shit from the past and they're going to judge it, right? They're going to say that we're stupid or whatever, right? But who's really the stupid one if they're judging it based on one small sample without knowing who that person is? You know what I'm saying? It's like us judging the actions of some random ass dude and making it make sense to where our society is now.
I'll rebut with this answer.
We're going to get something better now.
Okay. What do they say? They say, dress to impress, be ready to impress, right? You only get 15 seconds or 10
15 minutes,
seconds. No, 15 seconds to impress somebody, right? If you're in an elevator, you never know who's going to be in that elevator. It could be the president of a country, the president of a company, the president of whatever, right? An organization.
yeah.
But if you're there and you don't present yourself well in those 10, 15 seconds, they're going to judge you by that, bro. Whether you like it, whether it's fair, whether it's not. So to answer your question is like, why wouldn't they judge if somebody from the future comes back and sees 30 minutes of us and says, fuck, this is civilization. These humans are fucking idiots. Yes, they have the right to judge us because...
But what I'm trying to say is you can't judge a whole society based on one video, one person.
No, but I'm not talking about one video. I'm talking about the trends.
It's kind of like the movie the Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And it's like that where he was like gonna kill the human species off of just being there for like 30 minutes or whatever. And it's like when he saw that there was he spoke to a scientist and then he was writing equations and then the music and there's the creativity that was like another level of that he respected. He respected the art that we brought, which is music, physics, all that stuff, because we have a lot of creative people. Like there's a lot of creative people.
And I'm not saying we don't, because I don't want everybody fucking thinking like, oh, Mike's fucking saying we're all idiots. No, because when I say that, I include myself in it. Obviously.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're not
saying,
perfect. I mean, I do stupid shit sometimes.
Exactly.
So.
I want to say something right now, bro, because you brought it up about creating. I forgot who it was. We had a conversation, and it led me to this belief, right? That as people, that's what we're here for. Like, I don't know what our destiny is or whatever. I don't believe in things like that. I feel like we write our own destiny, but we're here to also create. Whatever that is, or however that looks.
Procreate.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, however it looks, we're here to create.
Yeah.
We're here to create art, music, stories, create relationships, friendships, and just pass that along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it goes back to the moving on with stories and things like that. Mike's over here cracking down. We're trying to procreate.
I already procreated. I'm done.
You're done your creative already? I'm done. I can leave in peace.
Yeah. No more creating for me.
No more creating for me. I'm done, fool.
But that's one of the dope things that I've discovered, bro. As people, like as humans in general, we're here to create, and however that looks, I think it's important.
Yeah, it is. And I never understood that. Like when I was young, like my younger days being an artist, like trying to figure it all out, like the purpose and like when is it? Like I would question myself, when is it gonna be my time? When is it gonna be my time to shine? But then it's like I realized I didn't put in the work yet. I wanted to get there quicker than enjoying the process, just enjoying it day by day. And like enjoying the creativity of it, and I feel like I'll appreciate that. I appreciate it more now, more than when I was a kid, when I was younger. Because back then I was like, man, I just want to like blow up and all that. Yeah. But I know shit takes time, and as long as this is something I could leave behind when I'm gone, like that's cool, that's good enough.
Do you think you've found yourself as an artist and who you want to be as an artist?
Yeah, I think so. Because I would always question, like, because I would look at all kinds of art, like Basquiat, the Jean Basquiat, Picasso. I would always like study, like, you know, like, man, that's like, I could do, like, you know, you're saying like, I could do that, you know, I could do that. But it's not about what they could do. It's like, if you actually look at Picasso's paintings, like early ones, he could paint like a photo, like almost like to the T, like a realistic painting as if it was a photo. But he never got attention like that because there was like so many artists that painted like that. Mm-hmm. And then that's when he decided to do the abstract stuff, and no one was doing it. He was only one. That's how he got acknowledged. And then now he was known for that. Mm-hmm. So I didn't understand it at the time. And then now I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like I just didn't get it. I didn't never. Now it's like, now I'm like, okay, man, like when somebody does a painting, it's like their subconscious mind painting it, and they're going deep in it, trying to understand them, you know. But sometimes it sucks because like it's kind of like being a magician too. Sometimes, you know, like if you're a magician, right, and I do a magic trick, you know how it's done, so you don't have that wow factor. Yeah. So I lose some of that now. Yeah.
I got a question for you, and you too. I mean, okay. You don't have to be an artist, but it's just a question I've always thought, right? So, you know how there's always like different art. You know, obviously, the reason I love this art, especially this painting, and I know you love it too, because it relates to our culture, right? But if it was something weird, maybe you wouldn't relate to it. Maybe you wouldn't even think of it as art, right? And so my question would be, like, even to you as an artist, and to you as a consumer of art, right? As a person who, because I know you love art, what is art? Because I've seen some fucking galleries where people put like sculptures where I really don't think it's art. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Don't, you're not the only one, man.
And I'm not questioning it. I'm not saying that it's not art. I'm not trying to talk shit on their art.
Yeah.
But like, how do you like?
It's easy, fool. It's easy and it's so simple because what do they say? It's in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, anything could be art then. I mean, I've seen some fucking paintings where they look like they just fucking threw paint at that fucking canvas.
I saw a banana with duct tape on it. It sells for a lot. And did you hear about that?
Yeah. No, and then they have like this deep meaning to it and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a joke. Somebody just put a banana with duct tape in like, it's called the Art Basel in Miami. And it freaking sold for like $100K. Yeah. And they were like it's just. And
what was the interpretation?
I don't even know. I just heard of that and I was pissed because I was like, damn, man, I've been paying for fucking like months.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you decipher what art is?
I think the real thing it's in the person that consumes it, right? The individual.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's things. The banana thing, it's so out there, and people were probably building it up. They made it like this big old thing. Remember NFTs?
Oh,
NFTs were the
NFTs.
next great thing and shit, right? Yeah. You know, cards. You saw them collect cards. A card, sometimes you're like, what the fuck, for this fucking card you're gonna do this much?
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a buildup around it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a rare piece, sometimes there's other. But I think it always comes down to whoever the individual that's looking at it.
And human art will be worth more now with AI and stuff. This is gonna have like the cards, like NFTs didn't work, right? So the cards they have value because they're physical. So physical handmade art is gonna go higher than just AI because people are gonna know, oh, it's AI. They're not gonna value it. It's not gonna have any value because they AI'd it. But this is gonna have more value.
Speaking of AI, how do you differentiate between an AI artist and somebody who actually draws it? Like,
I could tell. If it's AI.
How can we as a consumer tell?
Just look at the fingers, bro. They'll have like 10 fingers on one hand.
But that can be fixed, right?
Yeah, it could be fixed. I mean, there's stuff like I'll get ideas. Like I'll go on AI just to get ideas, just to get the mind going. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, I can use that. And it's kind of like you're cooking. I see it as I'm in a kitchen and I'm getting ideas here. I'm getting ideas here. And then I'll start photoshopping certain things just to get like a layout, like an idea. And then I'll like these guns weren't on a picture. It was just like I changed a lot of this. So I did use the pose of a guy going like this. You know, I used that, and he was wearing a chadro, but he didn't have that Aztec thing. I added that. He wasn't holding any guns. I had to go on Google and look for different guns that I feel that are going to fit.
But that's different. I think that's you in photography. We call it composites.
Yeah.
You know, because there was a thing too for a while where, like, you guys probably seen them. I used to post up pictures. I would go and fucking try to capture the sunset, the sunrise, the moon, the stars.
Someone's been watching rom-coms.
No. I mean, I love taking my favorite type of photography is street photography and scenery photography. I love the sun. I love the colors in the sky. So I usually try to wake up real early, and I'll go to the beach and I'll capture like different colors.
You take some dope photos. Did I
Appreciate it,
stuff,
bro.
man? Sick.
But there was some pictures where people would fucking post like the photography.
Oh yeah,
That shit's dope, bro. I'm still learning. But like they'll capture like the Milky Way and the fucking stars, or even the spirals.
Oh yeah,
Time lapses and shit?
Time lapses of the spirals.
Yeah.
So, and then they will merge them, and it will create a picture that had multiple shots from different things. And then when people would submit them for like online, like to groups that are like do art pictures, they'll be like, oh, that's not a real photo. That's a composite. So I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if it's still art. It's still creative.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you took that shit. You just composite. It's similar with AI, right? Some people do composites, right?
Some people do. I did notice that, like, because if there's some people that don't like they don't see art the way we see it. Like to them, it's like you could just have like a simple outline of like a Pikachu, and to them that's like good, you know. So they can't. Because me and Rascal, we would do. Oh man, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. But we would do art, and we don't realize that people can't do that. So it's like they appreciate it. I'm probably messing this up, but I scrolled down right now. Repeat the question.
I was just saying that some people like are composites still create. I consider them art. Like stealing a picture straight from AI. I don't think that's art. That's
no. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
art
yeah,
from AI.
Yeah.
But if you get a bunch of AI created,
it's just to get ideas. I use it just to get ideas, just to get concepts like, okay, put a truck going through, making it look like a comic book or something like that, just to get an idea. It's if you adapt with it, I feel like you'll progress, you'll help yourself. It'll be a little more easier. But like back in the day, I remember, man, it was hard just to come up with ideas, like just sketching, drawing, and then I wouldn't finish it, and he would yell at me, "Finish your shit, all right." Fucking Pierre would always yell at me, "Finish your shit, you never finish your shit," and I'm like, all right. But I will say he did help out a lot because I don't start another painting till I complete this painting, so I won't be working on two or drop this, work on it until I finish this piece, then I move on to the next.
Have people talk shit, bro? For using AI as motivation? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, I feel like we got to remember. Yeah. Everybody fucking finds a reason to fucking hate on someone else, right? Yeah. So using that as motivation or just maybe like as a direction, do you think, have you had people tell you shit about that?
Not really, because I don't really, like, AI is still new. I barely started even using it. So like, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm like, I've done my, like, I could paint a car by looking at it. I can do all that stuff. So for me, I'm just cutting my time in half. That's it, you know, because I know I'm capable of painting a car or painting anything. That I don't need AI, you know, but it just it's making my life a little bit easier. And some artists, they're pissed at it, and I get it, because it does take, like, if you're hiring me to do like a design for you, and somebody could just go and do it in like 5 minutes, like, yeah, that sucks because the other guy's putting more time into it. That's stuff like graphic design shit. Yeah. That sucks for them, you know. But I'm kind of learning to adapt with it and trying to make my stuff, like my art, a little bit easier for me, at least to get to the final process, you know. Yeah, like this one, I didn't use AI. It was just the picture I saw, and I kind of just did my own twist. I just used the posture and pretty much as a guide, and that's it.
What was the motivation behind this one?
So, you know, like what we were talking about earlier, like I was very, obviously like very Americanized. Like my parents are first generation, I'm second generation. And, I would always paint like graffiti stuff and like cars. I love cars. I would paint a lot of that stuff and space stuff, but I never painted stuff from my culture. You know, my grandma passed away in 2020, and I did a painting for her in my art show, and she showed up before she passed. She got to see the painting I did of her. It was a surprise. And I was like, man, like I never really do anything for my culture. And then in 2022, I went to my buddy's Daniel's wedding in San Miguel, and we went for Dia de los Muertos that time in Guanajuato. And it was like, and that's where like my grandma's family's from, like Guanajuato. Mm-hmm. So it was just I got inspired. I got inspired by that. And I was like, you know what? I was like, we haven't done a Day of the Dead shows. You know, I've never done anything. And then I even got more motivated when Dana White did that UFC thing.
Mexican,
yeah, dude. No Church UFC.
Yeah, dude.
I got the head in the car.
Dude, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
And like I was like, dude, I take my hat off because I was already in that mental state, thinking about doing something for our culture. And then when he did that motivated. I'm going all out on this show. I'm like, you know, I'm doing like, I'm going all out. That's how I saw it. You know, and to me, it's just like it's investment on myself and other artists as well. So I'm not just doing it for me. I'm trying to help other artists grow and get to like help them find significance, you know, in this space, you know. So that's what I wanted to do, and that's why I'm doing the Day of the Dead show, Dia de los Muertos, and that's why that's how I painted this. I never really painted this stuff, so this is like the first piece I did of.
It looks like you've been painting it forever, bro.
No, and one of the reasons
it's for sale, bro.
I know, bro. One of the reasons I tell you that is dope, and you brought it up earlier too. You know, we're talking about culture, right?
Yeah.
I think it represents more than just like our Mexican roots. It represents like a culture, like an LA culture. We got the street style, you know, like LA is known for the street culture, the tagging, you know, shit like that. So it gives that effect, and that's the vibe I get, you know. And obviously, I've brought it up that culture to me now, like being Mexican, it's fucking important. You know, like I cruised by, I lived in a bubble, whatever, you know, never really paid attention to it. And as I got older, I started appreciating it more and just the beauty of it, you know, the Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
Losing my dad, it became even a bigger thing, you know, going to a festival.
Yeah.
And just, I got emotional, you know?
Yeah.
Just reading some of the things, some of the stories that people were leaving behind, seeing the ofrendas, bro, like it got to me and shit.
Yeah. It's like an appreciation for them that passed. And I never really paid attention to that till I went to Guanajuato. Like I've seen the Dia de los Muertos just because people like the style of the art, but I never saw it as like the like you said, like very deep like that. Didn't see it like that.
And it's the movie Coco, bro, about it last time, right?
Yeah.
It's how we remember people.
Yeah.
That's how we live forever, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I think, you know.
You know what though? I'm gonna add to you guys because I'm first generation Chicano, right? I was born here, but my family came from Michoacan.
Yeah.
And my mom never really celebrated Dia de los Muertos, you know? And I think it was more because we haven't really had anybody close that passed away. And I think now, we've all had family members that were either really, really close to us, you know?
Yeah.
And once that starts happening, you start thinking like, whoa, like, how the fuck can I remember? And we have a beautiful fucking tradition called Dia de los Muertos, you know what I mean?
And I think it was bigger in Mexico than it was here in the States. Yeah. So it wasn't that, like I just found out freaking Cinco de Mayo is not real. I was like, what the, when I was in Mexico and Guanajuato, they told me,
it is real.
I mean, here
it is real, but it's not what the Americans make it seem.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking party day.
Dude,
it's to celebrate the Batalla de Puebla.
Dude, I went to a Fridays in Boston and it was Cinco de Mayo. I was flying out the next day, like comes back to LA. The fucking waiters had mustaches and fucking hats, bro.
Cultural appropriation, though.
I was like, damn.
Hey, that's brown face, fool.
I'm offended.
That's brown face, fool.
Yeah.
Come on, nah.
But like, I mean, they don't know any better, you know. They're you know, I guess it's cool because it's like they're celebrating like us, I guess.
Is it cool?
I mean, maybe.
Or did you get a little offended?
I got offended.
That's not cool because I know you've mentioned in the past.
The reason I get offended now, fool, is because I feel like I said, right now it's a fucking weird ass time.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's so much fucking hate that you don't know if they're being dicks about it, or they're being like, you know, cool about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I get offended now for sure because I don't know what your intention is behind it. Before it's like cool, it's Cinco de Mayo. Everybody on fucking St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish, but I'm not talking shit. I'm not like.
You put the green hats at all the way?
Yeah. No, I don't. But
Not anymore.
I'll drink the green beer and shit. But it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's freaking racist.
Yeah, it is.
Who said they drink fucking? Who said they drink green beer? Fool?
Yeah, because they don't do that in fucking
Ireland. Fucking racist ass fool.
Yeah.
No, you know what's crazy? I went to a concert last week. The reason why I think, and I agree with you, I take more offense to it now. Because of the culture, like the you don't know. If these are Trump MAGA supporters or like really meaning it.
Yeah.
Or if they're just really like, oh, it's just for fun, bro.
Yeah.
So I love Stained. Okay, I grew up hearing Stained.
Oh, the band?
The band.
Oh, I love Stained.
I love Stained.
Yeah.
But check this shit out. Why do they gotta fucking? Maybe this will be my No Manches for I should save it, but I got another No Manches. Why does everything have to be political? Like, these motherfuckers gave a badass concert last week, right? I'm talking about like, I was singing, I fucking recording, and then at the end, what was his fucking name? Donald J. Trump or some shit?
Yeah.
Go Donald J. Trump. We support fuck Kamala Harris. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, let's go. Fuck this. I don't even want to be here anymore, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It sucks, man. It sucks because I gave up on politics too, man. I was Bernie Sanders guy. I was like diehard. Like why he was like perfect. Like why and twice I voted for him, and then it just kind of killed it for me. Like the whole process and stuff. So like my dad asked me the day, "Who are you voting for?" I was like, "I'm not even gonna vote. Like I sucks." And I was American because I always did it. Just that now I just don't care. I don't care anymore. As long as it doesn't affect my day, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do tomorrow. That's it. Like I'm just gonna do me. Like I did a Trump painting. Like I did a painting because like I even wrote on the caption, I don't support Trump. But it's like regardless of what you believe in, you shouldn't.
Let's get this guy out of here.
You shouldn't be shot at. You know, like it should be free speech and all that. You know, I do like the whole free speech. I am a gun owner and stuff. But I feel like there should be more laws and regulations. Like it's harder to get your driver's license than it is to get a gun permit. So I feel like they should switch. There should be. It could be better. It could be better. And now it's all like it's fucked up.
There's a healthy balance for everything, bro. There's a middle ground for everything, but right now it's not that.
Yeah, it's not, man.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It's either it's black and white. There's no gray. There's no gray in between.
I voted Republican before.
Me too.
Yeah. I voted Republican.
Yeah.
I voted Democrat.
Yeah.
There's times that I don't agree with both. I don't think with and I've said this before. Fuck Trump. Vote for whoever you want. By the way, vote for Trump if you want. If you are our listener, fuck it. You want to vote for Trump? I respect you.
Mm-hmm.
It's your vote. I serve this country for that reason, for you to have that fucking freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get mad at you. I say fuck Trump because of the person he's shown to be.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, let's put somebody that's gonna, do better for us.
Yeah.
Not somebody that instills fucking hate.
Yeah.
Not somebody that instills fucking negative.
He riles up people. I will say though, because I go to Kansas a lot, Kansas and Maine, I stand out. So far, like I have no issues.
You wear a red hat or
red? Make me Mexican again? Yeah, I should, huh? Just rocking with the red and everything.
Hey, bro, we don't gotta worry about the sureños, norteños. He's worried about the MAGA and the blue. And shit.
Yeah, no, huh? No, but I haven't had like everybody's like they're Trump guys, but they appreciate my art.
Yeah.
And they welcome me in their homes. I stay in their homes, and I tattoo in their basement. They hook it up. Like, hey man, I got you a bed. You have your own room. So I put the table right here. We'll have your tattoo station here. It's like it's weird sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, man, the way they treat me.
Yeah, but here's the thing, fool.
What's up?
Not every Trump supporter is a white nationalist.
Yeah.
But every
no.
Huh?
But no, they're not. But bro, he is.
Every white nationalist is a Trump supporter.
Yeah,
and that's the difference.
And I feel like the first time he was president, you saw it more. This time I didn't really see it as much.
They're going back into hiding.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I was looking at the polls. I guess the polls, they had Kamala really, really big when she first took over.
Yeah.
And now they're like even, bro.
Yeah. I know. I have a feeling like this. My theory is Kamala is gonna win. Like
I know.
I think so. I have a feeling she's gonna win. But like the things she says sometimes, I'm like, dude,
bro,
it's like weird.
Wait. What about the things he says, dog?
Oh yeah, both.
This motherfucker says
Both not.
But that's you know what the thing is, fool? That we've gotten so used to this fool saying stupid ass shit.
Yeah, we got desensitized to it.
Yeah, that you get desensitized and you didn't even criticize it anymore. But Kamala says something. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is she saying?
I think because we didn't pick her, we didn't get a chance to pick who we wanted. Like she just kind of got thrown in, and that's kind of what like sucked, you know?
Yeah.
Like throw Bernie back in, man. He's still kicking.
He won't win. He won't beat.
Oh man, no man.
I don't know. Maybe
that was worse than Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe now.
He falls asleep. Fool.
All those fools fucking fall asleep. All those fools are fucking too old and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't want to go back to those times because I traveled to the Midwest a lot.
Yeah.
So I've been able to experience. I did get fucking racism and shit.
Oh shit.
Like over there, same from white people like looking at me, telling me shit.
Oh wow.
So since then, I'm like I told you earlier. I just can't vote for someone that fucking divides us and talk so much shit about our people and shit. That's my thing.
Yeah. That's you're allowed to have that. That's that's what the U.S. one of the amendments, right? Do whatever you want for
freedom of speech.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. That's why like I never push stuff onto people. It's just like, hey, that's what you like, cool. Like I don't care anymore. So I'm just doing me. That's it, So
it's funny. We got spiraled, right? Squirrel. I'm gonna tie it back into aliens, fool.
Okay, I like it.
Is Trump an alien?
No, there's some fool. I forgot his name. I don't know if it's David or Dave Anka or something like that. So he's a channeler. And I just learned what a channeler was when we had Psychic Gym, right? When they get a spirit that
I know
that
what you're
talks
talking
to them.
about. I know what you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. He's like the bald dude, right?
Yeah, the bald
and then
dude,
and he goes like this, and then he's like speaking, like closing his eyes, and he's like channeling it.
So what happens is, you know who he channels?
Aliens.
It's an alien named
like
Bashir or something like that.
Yeah, Bashir. Yeah.
So Bashir said that one guy's gonna lead us to.
Oh, that TikTok you posted?
No, I didn't post.
Oh, never mind. That's something else.
I wouldn't post that day. First of all.
It was bald too, but you said something about California fucking.
No. That's another food. That's the food that was going around Prophet. No. So this was like a psychic, right? And he channels an alien. So the alien answers question, and he said, they asked him who should win the thing, and he said, well, if the other guy wins, it's gonna lead to
Distinction.
I
saw that.
war and shit like that. And if the female wins, it's gonna lead to first contact.
Yeah.
That means first contact with aliens and shit.
But didn't I tell you? I have a feeling she's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like I just know she's gonna win. I don't know why. I just know.
You got Channel 2 and shit?
No,
What's your alien's name, fool? Who?
fucking Cruz.
No, bro, but it's funny that you're saying that because you never know, bro. Like I told you, remember we were talking. It's funny, fool. We had this long conversation before you got
It's
here.
night, fool.
No.
We're about to go on a ghost hunt, fool.
No, but
What?
before when you got here, we had a conversation and we're talking about what AJ told us one time, that you can find your spirituality and your psychic like abilities, whatever the fuck it is, right? Through a passion, through a meditation. And it just so happens that his meditation, when he draws, he just gets lost, you know? So maybe that's when you get your ideas. You start thinking about aliens. Maybe that's the way that they're giving you a sign and you're just maybe...
You know what fucked me
Throwing
up,
it
bro?
out
That
there.
movie Signs, bro. Every time I walk out my studio, I look at the roof, dude, just making sure there's nobody out
Do you
there.
wear the little fucking chingaditos?
I should, huh?
Next thing we just see this one. No, look, behind. That's behind.
Every time I hear you say something about passion with artists and getting into that, you know what I
the
imagine?
freaking mode, huh?
No. Because I love movies, fool. You seen that movie, is it Hero?
That's a show, no? Heroes?
No, Hero, the show, the movie, it's Chinese with Chow Yun Fat. No, not Chow Yun Fat. Jet Li.
Oh, yeah.
Where he has to, like, he's trying to kill the king.
Yeah.
But he has to learn the different assassins, like, moves, techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that fool that paints and shit that kills. Remember what it's about? He draws the letters, but he draws them a certain way. And when he gets into it, he's like,
Oh, yeah.
His body's controlling his mind.
every time you say passion, I'm imagining this one fucking getting down on the canvas.
Like that movie Sucker Punch. You know when the girl dances and she gets lost and she starts fighting and shit. Do you remember that movie? Like that. Like kind of like that. I didn't get it at first. I was like,
Is that how you get down, bro? Like,
you know what? Not like shit. I wish, man. But like I just get locked in and I just like I talk to myself a lot. I'm like, okay, is that gonna look good? No, wait. And then I don't realize it till like after. I'm like, I was talking to myself. I was like, well, like when I did the Uma painting, the Uma Thurman painting.
Oh shit!
So I did.
that's just dope for
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I sold it to Santana. He bought it. He's buying like all my paintings, dude. He even offered me like, hey, anybody caught this one yet?
oh shit! So
yeah.
hey, Kiko, it's for sale, dick. That shit will look here in the studio for the cool.
Hey, I gotta say that. For now,
Oh,
I
yeah, you
got
haven't even
this.
showed him. You haven't even showed
know.
him.
Yeah,
We'll talk about this once we get to the show.
yeah. And shit, what was I saying? I
Tell him
scrolled-
Santana buying all your paintings and you wanted to cop this one.
Yeah, and I know before that. Oh yeah, like getting lost into it,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like I trip out because the Uma painting. So I had it laid on the ground, right, and I was like doing something different with like I was dripping water on the canvas, right, and then I was dripping like paint, like almost like a watercolor effect, and it wasn't coming out the way I wanted to. And then this voice told me, okay, I'm giving you the tools, but I'm not gonna do all the work for you. You have to do it yourself.
Oh shit!
And I was like, the fuck? And I was like, what? Did my subconscious or I'm like tripping out. But I was so locked in. Like Rask showed up because you know where I tattoo you? That used to be our painting studio. So we used to make a mess in there, and they used to just spill the paint, everything.
Yeah.
And he looked through the window. And he's like, bro, you were so locked in. I didn't want to go in and bug you. Like you were focused.
So he was outside. It's just like what?
Yeah.
Fuck?
Even
Watching him go like this.
dancing. No, but one time my dad told me like that fool because okay, so you know my studio.
Yeah.
So you know how there's a wall. There used to be a window right there, but my dad sealed it up because he added another room or whatever. But one time, like the window, right? I was painting again, and my dad said, "Hey, I was watching you paint." I was like, "When?" He's all, "Last night I was eating a pan with leche, just watching you." And I was like, "What the heck, creeper?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Dude, you were like all in there." I was like in like focus, and I was like, "Well, Yeah, like, that's when you know you're locked in. But those are the only 2 times I've heard people see me paint like that, like where I'm like locked in, and it's true because those are only 2 times I heard from Rask and my dad. That's
I'm curious to know what that mind like, that process for when you're locked in like that and shit.
Yeah, I mean, we all do it in different ways.
Yeah.
It's the flow state.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we can't see ourselves in that moment though. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think I seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
When I used to come, when I used to work here with you, remember? This fool would get lost there. Like, I was telling Pierre today, I was like, I'm like, dude, this was the fucking owner of this shop, and this motherfucker's focusing on the podcast. Like I've seen him not do any work the whole day, just fucking focused, zoned in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so I've seen you do it. I don't know if
I seen a little bit of that earlier, and I was like, I know I'm talking to you, and you're getting stuff done. So I was like, oh, he's in his
exactly.
He's in his
so
zone.
that is It might not be art. Like I do it when I do photos. So
when you edit, that's when you're locked in. That's when you're locked in.
When I'm editing, like today, I can't wait to get back home to edit the pictures from last night, because I already had the first part of the vision when I took them. But now I got the second part of the vision when I'm like, okay, once I'm getting into editing, now I'm gonna figure out what details, what the fuck am I gonna change, and so I've seen you do it. So I don't know if you realize that, but
we all do it. We all do it in our own ways.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I don't think
you probably didn't think of it as that.
We don't see it that way, I guess, in that moment. Or like, we can't see ourselves and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. It's like I get it now. Like I didn't get it before with other artists. Like when they get lost in it, I didn't understand. But now I understand. Now I understand the process.
Are your parents big supporters?
My dad.
And were they?
No, it's because I went to college for the whole mechanic thing. So I went to the GM school in Cerritos. So I was going to be a mechanic. Well, first cop. And then that's when I was going to go to school. When I get out, become a cop. And then in there, that's when that guy got me into tattooing. And then fast forward, I got into art and stuff. And then my dad's like, dude, you went to school, you got your degree, but you're not even using your degree. And what happened to the cop thing? So I know he low key thinks like he doesn't see it still. He still doesn't see the vision, but it's like one day he will. One day he's gonna be like, oh, okay, good. Like right now I'm working on a lot of stuff. Like I have stuff in like behind the scenes that I'm working on that I don't tell anybody now. Before I used to tell people. Now I'm like, nah, I'm just not gonna say shit because if it don't happen,
exactly.
So I only show some people like closest to me, like Pierre or you, like I look at the t-shirt design, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I don't tell anybody else or put it out there, so I keep it low key. But yeah, like my dad doesn't really know. Like even my sister tells me like my dad was worried about me because of this decision, and so I hear feedback like that. But I'm like, it's a trip hearing that because it's like he sees me doing it. He sees me locked in, like he was watching me paint. But I guess because I haven't made bought a house yet or anything like that, he's still kind of like, But I'm like investing in everything. All the money I make, dude, I invest it back into the painting, into myself and the art, the YouTube channel. I was doing that. I'm doing that. So I try to reinvest everything I have like into that. Like the t-shirts, I'm buying the t-shirts, I'm doing all that stuff. So no one's really helping me do that. So
does that ever discourage you, man? Like, I think it happens to all of us at some point, even me with this year. It's just like, fuck, that's it. I'm done. Like I'm just gonna do something else and shit.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that? Like
I do at times like worry about like, is this gonna pan out? Is this the right direction? But I'm like, but then I realize like, dude, I've done this for so long that if I stop right now, it's dumb if I stop. So I got to keep going, and you never know. Cause I'm already meeting a lot of people, a lot of connections. And homeboy Santana, he takes us out to go watch him and his dad perform. Carlos Santana. And, so it's like, those experiences and meeting people, I think that's kind of cool. Never thought that would happen. Yeah. And it's just, so if I stop, it'd be dumb if I stopped. So it's like, I have to keep pushing, even though the days that you don't want to, and you're like, fuck, man, I'm tired. You just got to keep going, man, pushing. Yeah. And it's tough. No, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's hard. And it's like, I go through it by myself all the time. And so it's tough, but you just gotta like, that's why I like suffering a lot, because it makes my mind stronger. Mm-hmm. Like when I go work out or go hiking and stuff, I don't take water with me. I suffer through it. So the rest of the day will be easier for me. Be like, oh man, I suffer that shit. That shit was pain. And like, okay, I'm cool now. So I have to psych myself out like that sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie, I keep seeing the painting too, and I'm just like, fuck, I want it too. I know you want it.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah. I was gonna say something, I know. You know,
He's like, hey, 10%, right?
hey, now we're going into motivation and shit.
Yeah.
No, but
Dude, sorry, but whenever he said, dude, I don't remember when you're at the studio a while back, you're like, bro, when I'm around you, bro, I just fucking get motivated here. Like,
I see all the art, and like we were talking about it. I fucking grew up selling, and like I believe in this shit. Like, I honestly believe his artwork, fool.
Yeah.
I fucking look at his studio, and if you were to see all the shit that he has for, you'd be like, what the fuck? How come he's not making it? Like, and I'm not saying he's not making it, but why is he not at the level like some of the other artists that draw a fucking chingazo on the canvas, you know?
You know, yeah, but what I was gonna say was that when you reach a point when you're struggling, when there's a struggle, it's motivating because that lets you know that you're on the right track. It lets you know that you need to do something to get to a certain point, right? And that struggle came because of what you're doing. You know, there's people that are just comfortable that not gonna have struggles. They're just gonna be complacent and live through their life. Yeah. But if you throw yourself out there to do something, it's gonna be a struggle no matter what, right? Yeah. If you love something, a passion, whatever it is, there's gonna be a struggle at some point or a crossroads. And that's the motivating part, you know? Yeah. That means you're on the right track.
It's kind of like you went to the Marine Corps, right?
Yes, sir.
The Crucible.
Yes, sir. The Crucible.
It's kind of like
2.5 days of pain.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. You got to keep, I know it because I have a lot of friends and people that went in the Marine Corps. So I understand, like, okay, you got to keep pushing, keep climbing that hill. Like, don't stop, you know, keep going. And
only 6 hours of sleep for 2.5 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're hiking like 40 miles and you're fucking doing exercises. You're just sleep deprived. You fucking barely eat. You know, you fucking, it's just, but at the end of the day, when you finish that shit, when you climb the last mountain and you're in the top, fool, and the fucking commander is telling you, like, hey motherfuckers, you guys fucking made it. You guys, and they give you your Eagle Golden Anchor, fool. I said I wasn't gonna cry, fool, but I was fucking crying because I was proud of myself down.
Yeah. So yeah. And that's cool because it's like it's something that you did, that you went through and you experienced it, and you're like, I fucking did this, you know?
And you know what's crazy? People fucking used to tell me, you're not going to do it, fool. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And I'm like, yeah. Please. I remember, and it's a true story. I was working at a warehouse because I didn't join until I was 19 years old. And I remember I was 18 and I was working at a warehouse in industry. No, in industry or? Yeah, City of Industry. No. Yeah, City of Industry. Somewhere. Fuck it. And it was a warehouse where like and no offense to my people that work warehouses, but they're like dead-end jobs. We know that, you know? And there was this one cute girl. She was like fucking maybe 27, 28. And I was trying to holler. I was trying to speak. Hey, what's up, girl? You want to blah, blah, blah? She was like, tas chiquillo, tas mocoso. And I'm like, bitch, you don't even know. I'm going to be a Marine. She was like, tú un Marine? I was like, bitch, I'm going to come back. Watch. Yeah, yeah. And sure enough, fool, when I graduated, all of a sudden, the DMs were different, fool, when I was in my uniform. Yeah.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, like, okay, I get what you mean.
We're talking about not believing.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying because like
the chick didn't fucking believe me.
You ever seen that little cartoon where it's like where the guy with the guy with the plates, you know, he's by himself and he breaks all the plates when he's alone, and then when he's at the top, there's a curtain and there's like a lot of people watching him and giving him claps and stuff. So nobody sees the behind the scenes, the struggle, but they only see when you made it. And I pay attention because I pay attention to who are the people closest to me now on my struggles. So when I do get to there, I'm always going to remember that. Yeah. So versus like people that just shine me off and kind of like, you know.
People that don't believe in you now, but then they fucking believe in you later.
Yeah, later.
I have a saying for that. I always say, because I've done a lot of things in my life, right? And then I'm always getting into shit that sometimes I don't finish, right? I'll start a venture and then I fucking won't finish. But I try to give people that that are around me the, like, I guess, first entry. Like, if you're gonna believe in me even when I'm down. Because once I'm at the top, I'm not letting you in. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Because you didn't believe me from the get go, so I'm not gonna let you in later on when I've already put in all the work. Yeah. And then you're just gonna come in fucking.
Yeah, it's true. It's
even
true,
with photography.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my circle now is super small. Like super small. Like, I don't let anybody in. I have people trying to be like, hey, I'm having a barbecue this weekend. Come down. I'm like, oh man, sorry, I got work. Like, I already try to like cut it off. Yeah. And I just like, not that I wouldn't want to, but it's just like I can't waste my time anymore. I gotta pick and choose what's gonna be valuable for me to level up a little bit more, you know. So I cut off a lot of heads, a lot of people around me because I need to focus. You know? Yeah. And that's what I was telling him is that I got to a point where I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I have to take myself serious, because if I don't take myself serious and do this, no one else is going to take me serious. So that's when I had to like double down and just do this. And then you guys know my buddy Rask, right? Like I was always looking up to him because I was a fan of his. And I was, that swimming picture with Michael Phelps and then the other swimmers looking at Michael Phelps and he's winning. I used to do that. I used to like look at him and stuff. And he's good, chill friend, amazing artist, badass. I always like, he's like my best friend. So I always looked in his lane. I never looked in mine. And when I started looking at my lane, I started climbing. He was up here and I'm like coming in close to him. And I will always help him out and we'll always help each other out. Friendly competition, and we level each other up.
As long as you win together. I have a good friend, fucking Fresh Fontana, right?
Fresh Fontana? Damn.
If you're winning, I'm winning.
Yeah,
and I've always believed
yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're winning, I'm winning.
Yeah.
Because if you're not winning, then as a friend, I'm not doing. I'm doing you a disservice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's
level
mentality, bro.
Level
like,
up. Yeah.
You're looking at his lane.
Yeah.
I don't think it was more like competition. It was more like you got to win too, fool, because both of you are gonna win together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But before I used to put him on a pedestal so much more than me. Like I would, instead of me selling you me, I'm selling him to you. Like I used to do that, and I shouldn't. Like he's an amazing, because he's good. He's a good artist, and so I used to think I wasn't good enough. I used to be like, oh, don't look at my shit. Look at his shit. I always did that.
Yeah, gotcha.
Until I started immersing myself and understanding the process, and I started to lock in. And then I was like, okay, I'm just doing me. Like, he's still my friend. Like, I'm not gonna like badmouth him, But I do. He does tell me, he's like, hey man, you're like, he'll stare at my pieces like for a while. Like one time I caught him staring at it. It's like, it sucks, huh? He's like, no, dude, this is good. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh wow, cool. Like I'm going in the right direction. So when I started to hone in on that, that's when I was like, okay, I have something here. I have to take myself serious and just stay in my lane and work. And eventually, maybe in the future, I could like chill a little bit or rest. Yeah. When you see me not on social media and you see all my shit deleted, that's how you know I made it.
It's funny, bro. I don't think there is ever a I made it moment. I think it's always something. It's replaced by something else.
Yeah.
You accomplish something, or you think you have. I don't know if you've been there yet, but you feel you have your masterpiece, the piece that you're like, this is the work of my life,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be. But then you're like, damn, now I gotta do something better.
Oh, like level up. Yeah.
There's always that something else.
Yeah, I felt like that before. I used to do that, but now I learned how to have fun with it. Now I'm having fun with it. Yeah, and then I know I'll always be painting. I love it. I love this more than tattooing. Like I'm good at tattooing. Like I love it too, and I like because that challenges me because I got to get into your head and see what you want. Because sometimes he'll hit me up, he'll send me a picture. It's like, all right, cool. But then like going back and forth in pictures, it's harder because you're just going back and forth. I was like, I'd rather just have you here. Let's design it together. I'll move stuff around on my iPad. I'm quick at that. Like, I put this here. Dude, I put it together quick. And I get into their head and he'll change it. Hey, I don't like that. All right, cool. Take it out. It's just easier that way.
We're working on a project. We're not going to talk about that, but we're working on a project. And like, I think when we first started talking about it, I think we were on the phone like at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
I was fucking tired, fool. And then as soon as we started talking, I think we lasted on the phone like an hour and a half, just talking about like, but then this, I honestly, I felt like I was just saying gibberish.
Well, when you were out with Pierre, you guys were somewhere, and then I sent you the photo. I didn't tell you anything. I just sent you a photo, and all he texts back, fuck. That's all he said.
Oh, it's just, like I said, wait till this project is done. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah.
But moving on, let's move on to the show that you have upcoming. I know November 16th, you got a big Day of the Dead. We talked a little bit about Day of the Dead earlier, what it meant to you and why you want to do it. Tell us a little bit about the show, like what to expect, people, what can we see there? I mean, I'll be there, by the way.
I mean, there's gonna be amazing artists there. First of all, like they're all talented, they're all good, and hopefully they bring their A game, But it's all about them, and it's more about the culture, bringing it back. I wanted the show to be on November 2nd, but the damn gallery booked it, so that's why it's November 16th. And I figured, you know what? Screw it. It's still like people still appreciate Day of the Dead. I'm like, it's around close to that time. So November 16th, Nucleus Gallery on Alhambra. The address is 210 East Main Street. And then it's there's parking in the back. It's free. Bring your family. It's family friendly. There'll be a guard wristbanding whoever wants to drink. We'll have wine and water. So, and it's gonna be good. But it's about giving back to the culture. That's more the focus of the event. And then once Dana White did that, I got even more motivated, and I was like, dude, I gotta go out on this. So this painting, I was like, dude, I gotta make this look tight, But so I just wanted to have everybody when they walk in to have a great experience, and because I've been to art shows and galleries, and they're boring. I'm sorry to say they're boring. White walls, you just go and you see the painting, it's quiet. You just hear like chatter. It's not inviting. It's not like it's not.
You wanted to be like Crucito and Blood In, Blood Out, huh?
Yeah. You wanted to be like Mike in high school.
Mike and
What do you mean? What
Loud and louder.
yeah. Like I get a DJ. I get a DJ there, like not playing the music loud or bumping it, but like just to have a vibe.
Yeah.
And then like Salvador is gonna perform. So he's gonna perform,
shit.
yeah. And then I got a lot of people that are up there that are gonna go to the show that are gonna be check it out for the first time. I also have an artist that I'm working with too. I'm collabing with him, doing some artwork for him. Steven Cannon, Zanarchy. He's like an upcoming rapper, but now he does like, you do the cards? He does toy unboxing. And he's like blowing up doing that. So he's going to be at the show too. I'll link you with him because he has, he'd be a good candidate to talk to too. And Santana too. He'll give you guys, but yeah, it's all about like networking, helping people.
Yeah,
I told
100%.
myself too, this year I would be more open to network with people and be more open to do more projects. Like even if I'm not getting paid for it, just to open the doors. And when I started doing that, stuff started coming in. So yeah. Because before I used to be like, I don't like mind. I used to be very very secretive with my stuff. I didn't like showing it too much. Now I'm doing content. Now I'm kind of like, okay, I have to put it out there. If no one's gonna see it, what's the point?
Yeah.
So
I think that's the hard part. Like getting over that trauma that people are trying to fuck you over. So we're always like, fuck that shit. I don't want to let you fucking in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to show you this because you're going to fucking steal my shit.
Yeah. Well, like when I was, sorry to jump in, I had the ADHD kicks in. I'm like, but like, I was telling them earlier when you went to take the call, there was this cat. I found him on YouTube, kind of like the Liberty Walk, the Japanese guy. And he had a YouTube channel, and this guy, his personality was great. He collects GT40s, Shelby Cobras. He has a Daytona. He has like a Mustang. He has badass rides. So I went to his Instagram and he would post them. I was like, dude, that would be a sick painting to do. I didn't think he was gonna respond. He had like 300,000 followers and shit. So I didn't think he was gonna respond. And then he DMs me. He's like, hey, are you for real? I'll send you some pictures. And I was like, oh fuck, now I gotta do this. So then I was like, I'm gonna do it on a big ass canvas, bigger than this. So I painted one of his cars, and he loved it. And I put one of his dad's quote was like, if you ain't having fun, what the hell's the point? And I put it on the canvas. So it was more meaningful, because I like to sell emotion. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So when we so he saw the painting. He thought it was like no bigger than this TV, like really small. So when it arrived at his house, because he paid for the shipping, so he paid for it. I just threw it out there.
He's like that's just fucking pricey as fuck for a fucking 8x10.
Oh, dude, yeah, for real. Yeah, it was like $600 to ship it, and he paid for it. So I was like, all right. And he has a podcast too, and he has a YouTube channel. So he's like, hey, what if I fly you out here and we do an unboxing? I was like, for real? I was like, all right, dude, let's do it. So then we did it. I went over there. This guy, when people have expensive stuff, they don't want you to touch it, right? Yeah. They're like, no, don't sit in there. You could just look at it. He's like, go inside the GT40, go chill in it, sit in it. Here, we're gonna go for a ride. He was like going in and out to the cars. He had a how was it? It was a Shelby GT500 that Ford did and Shelby, and there's only 60 of them, and he had number 2, and the outside looked old, like old OG Mustang. You go in there, it smells like a brand new car, like it was like a 2023 car. And you're like, yeah, that's number 2 off the line. I was like, what the? And for him to let me sit in there and experience that, I was like, dude, that's dope. And his personality was dope. He was very inviting.
Very comfortable.
He picked me up from the airport, took me to dinner. I was like, oh, dude.
You know what he was trying to get at, right, bro?
The painting?
He was trying to do like a Titanic shit. I want you to draw me.
Me like the first.
I want you to draw me in this. Like, don't do this.
Have you ever drawn something like that?
No. I like to be by if anything, I'll take a picture of something and then I'll paint it if somebody wanted me to do a portrait. But I never done live stuff. I just like to be by myself.
Hey, you should do something like that, bro. Where you have like, they have the wine and
the paint stuff. Yeah.
Oh, paint night.
Yeah,
wine
paint
night.
Yeah. I was told to do some of that, but then like, I don't know. I just
And
never,
it could be something because normally they do like a flower and fucking
But then that becomes kind of like a job. It becomes like a thing. I don't know. Like I don't know if you would still find.
I mean,
that
maybe
same
I'll
passion.
do it, but it's like I have to teach myself how to teach to do it easy, like simple, you know.
I mean, listen, motherfuckers, you gotta draw a line like this, motherfuckers, and then you gotta
I've been in one of those like paint things, but I didn't say anything to the guy that I was an artist, so I just kind of just like I was like, all right, I'm just gonna just go paint what he does, and so I did it right, but I added my little
twist,
my little spin on. I put more detail.
You got in trouble, huh?
No. Yeah, because like one of my buddy's uncle passed by, and he was like, hey, ese está más mejor que el maestro. Like he was like, estás artista, and I was like, and he's like, I paint, and then I showed him, he's like, oh wow.
But did that fool tell you anything before?
No, nobody said anything. I just said, hey, don't tell him. It's just like So after, because I didn't want to make him nervous or anything. I mean, I don't know if I'll make him nervous, but I was just like, I was just having fun. I didn't want to like. You know, because outside of when I sometimes I feel like I'm isolated a lot. So when I go interact with people, I forget how to act in front of people. So I have to like tell myself, okay, you're gonna go with people, like you gotta act like be one of them. Talk sports, like I have to pretend.
You said be one of them, talk sports.
You know what would be sick right now? We're talking about commenting and all that shit. Like, what about a paint off? Having two artists, fool?
Oh, like a little battle?
Like a little battle.
I've done some of that, something like that.
Oh, is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, graffiti artists do it all the time. Like,
well, I'm saying like maybe that would be part of YouTube content.
Yeah. Well, you bring in two artists.
Yeah.
The theme is Dia de los Muertos. You have an hour. Bam.
Hey, we're copyrighting that shit. Sisko and Mike.
Yeah, we're branching out to Sisko and Mike Productions.
I know. No, but it's they do that all the time. There's like a couple companies or like I think Instagram. I think it's paint my wall or something like that. And they have a bunch of artists and they just paint in black and white and they have to battle each other. So it's pretty cool. Oh, paint the wall. That's what it's called. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah. So,
I want to ask you. We went off again, but I want to ask you about your show. You know, you're gonna have the artists that you're gonna have. Obviously, you don't want to say names or anything.
No,
like that.
I could.
Oh, okay.
I would like to.
But what did you curate it? Are they local? Or are they just how did they get into that? How did you choose their pieces?
So this is my like 16th show I've curated. I've curated so many shows, like a lot. Like you've been to one. I think you haven't been to one yet.
I haven't been to one yet.
So I've just over the years I just invited artists, even local artists. Like I have some big heavy hitters in the art scene that are gonna be there. But I also have like your locals that are trying to come up too. Cause I always got like, I go to New York a lot. So I go to the galleries in there. It's like, hey man, like this is my art. Like, and then they're like, with their snooty, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, whatever. But it's like, man, like this is good. Like, how come they don't want to have my art? Because there's like a hype behind it. They saw the hype more than the art, And I didn't like that. So I go, you know what? If somebody approaches me and asks me, hey, can I be in one of your shows? And if I see his works, like, okay, he has the eye, he has the, like, he has it or she has it. Okay, let's do it, and then it helps them get their name out there, but they have to want it and they have to see a future in it in order for me to even like consider it. Cause there's some people that just want to just do it just to, for one time. And like before I used to invite the whole world, but now I'm more selective of who can participate in it. But yeah, it's we got like good artists. So we have some from like Santa Ana, Hawaii. I think Gerald Mendez, he's a world-class airbrush artist. So he gets sent around all over the world, and he's sponsored by Paint of the House of Colors or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he's like he teaches airbrushing to world-class painters. He could paint lowriders. He paints canvases. He's crazy, bro. He's amazing. So it's funny because my buddy Ras, and I talked to him earlier, he's very not like he won't engage until there's a competition. So when I said, hey, he's doing live painting, he's like, oh, I want to do live painting. And I was like, oh, all of a sudden, huh? Yeah. I was like, you for real, bro? Because that way I could try to map out the layout of the thing. So
he's competitive.
Yeah, he's competitive. So we're gonna have two live art. So Gerald Benz is gonna be painting live, and then I think Raska's gonna be painting live, and then yeah. So it's gonna be you're gonna have a lot of things going on. So it's gonna be very interactive.
That's dope,
guys. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta be there, November 16th. I'm gonna be there for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sisko, you're gonna make it that night.
No, yeah, for sure.
I have a couple pieces that I'm gonna be showcasing. Come meet us if you want to meet us, but come meet, the artists. Come meet, just vibe with us. You know what I'm saying? If you are all about Dia de los Muertos or art, or even like I said, just to mingle, come out and enjoy yourselves that night. We invite you.
Yeah.
It's free. Yeah. It's literally free. Free 99.
And I'm looking at this, and I can only imagine all the shit that's gonna be there. It
is for sale.
There is gonna be a lot of dope shit, and then there's gonna be Mike shit. So make sure you come out.
I will tell you though, like seeing it here, once you see it in the gallery, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be different because there's not gonna be any distraction around it, and you're gonna see the piece and lighting.
Question: is it for sale?
Yeah.
For one price, or are you gonna auction it?
No, just one price. Whoever buys it, buys it.
So first come, first serve.
Come,
guys,
first serve.
I promise you, you guys can see a little bit in the background, right? But when you see the full, like we're gonna have a picture. Obviously, we're gonna drop it with the podcast. But like he said, when you see it, you're gonna want it. I know Kiko wants it. I want it. So
yeah, and I'm gonna disagree with you, bro. I think you said when you see it up on a wall by itself, it's gonna be more. I think it means more now when there's so many distractions and you're just stuck on it.
Oh, that's true too. That's
my take. Like if I can ignore all the distractions and focus on something, that means that it's really standing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to why I think I'm forced to look at only that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I just say it as like.
I know what you mean.
Like with the lighting and every, because it has a track lighting, so all the light it just looks different to me.
What's the name of the painting?
The painting is it's called I wrote it on there. Sorry, hold on. Siempre contigo. That's what it's called.
What's the meaning behind?
It's like I'm always with you.
Okay.
Because that's the whole objective of the painting. Because they passed on, and they're always with us. Our family members, I'm sure they're with us. They're still here.
Now, is there a reason for the charro?
No. It was just very general, just in general. So like I'm contemplating because I did a piece of my grandma. So I did debut at the last show I had. She was alive, so I figured since it's Dia de los Muertos, why don't I showcase the painting again? Like probably like a tribute,
like an homage,
and put it back in the show. So I might do that too. So I'm gonna have, with that, hopefully 4 paintings.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but three for sure.
And I know you're gonna be doing. He's also gonna have limited skulls that he hand painted himself.
Oh yeah.
I know Sisko has one of them in his hand.
Number 260, bro.
260, and they're gonna be they're autographed.
They're all
signed
and limited. Yeah, there's only 60 of them. And that's it. I'm not making any more. I like to make my art very limited.
Yeah, so come pick that up, guys. They're gonna be different colors, I think, or
I'm
different variation.
Yeah, different variations. They're gonna be set. So I'm gonna have like black skulls, white skulls. But out of those black skulls, there's gonna be 12 of them. But out of the 12, one of them is gonna be painted in gold. So it's gonna be like the chaser. So and then there's gonna be another one that's gonna be white, and it's gonna be one painted differently. So it's gonna be like the chaser of the set.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I want to ask you something. What's the next step as you as an artist? What's gonna be your next inspiration? Obviously you're talking about the person you are now, how culture means a lot to you, putting the show, networking with people, and the people you're connecting with. Do you think there's a next phase as to where your art is gonna go? Or are you gonna focus on certain pieces or certain motivations?
You know what? Whatever. I take it day by day. Like I do know what the objective is, and like I really want to build the brand more. Like the name Ink Bombers. It's funny because like, because I came up with the name because some girl couldn't remember somebody's name. Okay, so when I was tattooing this dude, he brought his girl in, right? And I looked at a tattoo and I said, "Oh, who did that?" And she said, "Oh, that I don't remember." And I was like, when she left there, I'm like, dude, so if I tattoo this dude, he's just gonna say my name's Danny. Like, there's how many million of Dannys out there? Yeah. So I wanted to stick out. So I'm like, okay, I need to think of a name. And we used to go out bombing, like graffiti art. So I was like, Ink Bombers. And Ink Bombers doesn't generalize in tattoos. It can mean like art, painting, graffiti. So it's just like, that's kind of where the name came from. So that's kind of the brand I want to build more, as an art brand. Kind of like what DC did with shoes. Yeah. I want to do this for artists, a brand for artists, so that's kind of where I got the name.
That's where I got my Dos Mouth too.
Yeah. I don't even know what Dos Mouth means, to be honest, but I mean.
You've never asked, but Dos Mouth is just me and myself, and my mind, me and
But I know how does dos mob?
Dos means two.
Those
Yeah, well,
mobs.
yeah, wait, I know
Those mobs.
dos.
Mob. What's a
Oh,
mob?
those mob.
Like a mob of people, yeah.
So I'm just a mob of myself.
Oh,
But you
those
put
mobs.
dos.
Yeah, me and my mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You in your mind?
Well, you went too deep on that shit.
But I've had it. I've had it for a long time. I mean, I've been doing video and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I have something I want to showcase, guys. This is one of his.
Yeah, that's like a Halloween drop we did last year. It's a Chucky, holding the knife, said eating
It's a
pink
sweater.
bombers.
It's available. You have them?
Yeah. I have a website.
I mean, he has a bunch of stuff, guys. You really got to follow him.
Yeah. So we are doing a exclusive T-shirt drop that day. I mean, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have. We're doing the drop at the show, so we'll be showcasing that. We got the skulls, 60 skulls.
And they can only pick it up at the show, right?
Yeah, only at the show.
there
If
you
you
go,
come to the
guys.
show, yeah. So it's gonna be. So like, yeah, the skulls are like I'm even selling them for $60 a skull. So that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, the painting's going for a little more than that. So.
Yeah. The painting is for sale, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We got merch, we got skulls, we got a great artist. The artist is going to be like that. That's what I'm excited about is showcasing, because they're all Chicano. They're all Chicano. All of them are Chicano. So that's cool. Bringing that out and coming back to the culture. Yeah, I really got inspired with San Miguel. That was amazing.
You talking about San Miguel de Allende, right?
Yeah. That's where I was like, whoa. Like I even started speaking Spanish like so good when I was there because we were there for like 6-7 days for my buddy's wedding, and I was talking Spanish all the time. So when I got back to the States, I'm ordering at Jack in the Box. I'm still speaking Spanish. I was like, oh fuck.
This one from no Nintendo to.
I'm número 2, Jumbo Jack.
There's something about the motherland, dog. That's just like every time I go, like I come back and it's just like fuck, like.
Is that why you're wearing a guayabera?
Guayabera, bro. That's why I started repping like the fucking.
Repping.
Honestly, fool, it's just humbling. It's just humbling, and it's fucking.
I have to go. I haven't been back to.
You haven't been in Mexico in a long time, huh?
No, I have not been. I mean, the last time I was in Ensenada or Tijuana, but I haven't been to the motherland.
Yeah.
Wow. I had to go.
And even then, fool, just like I said, I've traveled to Europe. The world is beautiful. Every culture is beautiful.
I know, and this motherfucker came back from Europe, all European and shit. They're talking about you
bro.
only eating what salads? What the fuck?
No,
were you
I don't eat red meat. I don't eat red meat or chicken
What
anymore.
did you call it? You were eating what?
Pescatarian. I'm just eating fish.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's true. Like, and you've talked.
You weren't eating fish?
I
We
always,
didn't go eat burgers the other day.
I didn't eat a burger. You ate a burger. You ate a fucking burger.
It wasn't
there.
pepperoni on the pizza.
It wasn't pepperoni.
It was
It was a
anchovies.
pescatarian pizza.
It was,
No, it
it
was
was
not
anchovies.
pescatarian. It was a margarita flatbread, full.
Oh,
Get it right.
Yeah.
But just shit like that, I think we appreciate it, and it's just a different life, bro. Like anywhere you go, and like we talked about here, like the great powers of the the world and shit, United States, all those places. It's like the world just consumes us.
Yeah.
Everyday life,
Yeah.
work, the grind, fucking surviving.
Yeah.
It consumes us, and when you go to all these places, you fucking get to see what life really is.
Yeah, you get to see how they lived and stuff. I used to have a bad representation of Mexico because I had a bad experience when I was a kid, like in Juarez. I know Juarez, right?
Bro, come on.
Yeah. But then, like when we went, I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like you get to see the culture. Like the people are happy, they're chill. Like it was just great. Like even the aesthetics, like the way everything looks, it was amazing. So I just absorbed all that. I was like working when everyone was like touristing, drinking, having a good time, and I'm like we're looking at stuff. Okay, that color, like save that, right click, taking it all in, taking pictures, dude. So I take a lot of nonsense pictures that like you're like, what? Like you have that? I'm like, I like the color. The color.
No,
pops.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
No Manches?
No Manches.
You say you had a bunch, so
Yeah,
how
yeah.
about you
But
started, fool?
this one's fucking crazy, man.
A ver.
So it has to do with last night. Last night I went out. I was at an event, and then me and the homie decided to go grab a beer. It was supposed to be one beer, and we went to the is it the LA Brewery? What is it called? The LA Brewery?
The Angel City.
Angel City Brewery. And we were in downtown, and we're drinking. And I'm ordering. Actually, we hadn't even started drinking. I'm fucking ordering the beers, and I think I said my no manches about ending up in an underground rave, right? Last time. So I'm ordering the fucking beer, fool. And no manches. Guess who bumps into me?
Who?
Some dude goes, I fucking know you. And he was already plastered. And I remember him. I'm like, oh shit.
Beat him up in high school, huh? With the pencil.
You saw how you're throwing an art term?
Yeah.
Bastard.
I know. He was Juan Wick, huh? With the pencil. With the pencil.
No, but this fool, I remember him, is the fool that took me to the underground rave the last time. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And he's like, hey, what's up we doing? What are we doing tonight? And I was like,
He's like, we're going back or what?
No, I'm like, fuck no. He's like, yeah, you are.
He's like,
I'm
round
like,
two.
"Bruh."
Let me see your handful. Does it say I eat ass?
Nah,
That's what the stamp
ass.
said.
Yeah, they stamped me with an I eat ass stamp. Last time I went to, it was underground rave.
Oh, shit.
And like, you had to like, this was secret. It was like, I'm going to text you this number. And then,
It was a Diddy party, dog.
Damn, bro.
and then boom.
Plot twist.
I just remember fucking the same song playing for 4 hours. And then, like, everybody that came up to me was like, Molly. So I told this fool, like, nah, fool, we ain't going tonight,
Like,
dog.
she performing? Who's that?
He's like, you didn't bring your girl this time? I was like, nah, I'm with my homie, dog. I'm chilling. And then I was like, I'm not going to no fucking rave, fool. And he's like, you want to see? I was like, you with your girl? And he's like, I got a new girl. But he was fucking drunk. And he takes us upstairs to introduce us to us. He don't know. He just met her. I'm like, how long have you guys been together? We just met at a party earlier. I was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, we ain't going over that. So I know Manches, fool. Running into fucking crazy ass fools now.
Wait, who ran into the crazy ass fool? You or him?
Both of us. I mean, we were at the fucking...
He's looking at you like, oh, that's that crazy ass fool.
That's a
And you're
crazy
like,
ass
hey,
fool. That's a crazy ass fool that said yes to going with me.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said yes, bro. I was fucked up that night.
You're like, fuck it, fool, let's go.
I
I'm
was fucked
down.
up.
Did he do it? You're not down. And then you're like, I'm
No,
down.
what happened is I was out with this chick and I look at her and she's just like, I'm like, are you down? And she's like, fuck it. I said, all right, fuck it.
That's how you get somebody to do something for you, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not down. Fool, I'm down. You don't know me. I'm down. Like, you're not down, fool. And then you get them to do the stupid shit.
Yeah, that's what we got.
No, that's how it works.
And I'm pretty dumb when it comes to like fucking.
You get this like mindset, huh? You go back to high school.
Fuck it.
Hey,
Give me a
you're
fucking pencil, dog.
You're all bungee jumping in slow motion. I'm down.
You're like fucking going down.
Nah, fool, that's just crazy. So that was my No Manches, dog. Running into fucking crazy ravers.
All right, I've had one of those experiences, fool. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna continue your No Manches too.
A ver.
Like people that are just too open sometimes the first time you meet them. All right. So, so I had a situation similar. It wasn't recent, right? But or I was at Rude Dogs. So now you know what's gonna. It's Rude Dogs.
Oh, man. Dude.
Right.
That's all you got to say, huh?
Connection.
I know. I hear it. So there's
At Rude Dogs?
At Rude
I
Dogs.
know my man.
So some fool starts talking to me and he's just chatting and he starts telling me about that he just got out of jail. He's trying to fix his life and this and that. And I was like, oh, that's dope, fool. How long were you locked? Fool, I was locked in for like 10 years.
That's how we met, fool.
He's like, I murdered someone. And he starts telling me the circumstances and this and that, right? And then he's like, yeah, dog, you want to go grab it? Do you want me to go buy a shot or what? I was like, bro, we just met, fool. You already told me you're a fucking murderer, fool. You think I'm going to take a drink with your ass? Like, nah, bro.
So how'd you get out of it?
I was just like, nah, dog, we're about to leave, fool.
Yeah.
We did, fool. I don't know this fool.
Yeah.
What if this fool like just starts following? You never know, fool.
You don't know. Yeah.
You don't know these fools.
Yeah.
Damn.
So No Manches, dog. Don't overshare.
Yeah.
When you're trying to make friends and shit, especially if you just got out of prison.
Yeah.
that's true.
So-
Hey, bro, I got out of the prison. Buy me a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you would have done that, fool?
What?
Yeah, you buy me a drink, fool.
You know what I would have done? I would have just been like, oh, okay, I'm going to order you a drink, but you got to go over there. And then have him, as soon as he walks out, fucking just dip.
Yeah.
Be like, later.
Nah, fool, nothing there. Security?
Security. If you want to pay money to, pay for a fight, just go to Rude Dogs, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always fights at Rude Dogs. Yeah.
Even Mike caused one too one time.
I did not cause
Yeah,
one
fool.
time.
You did.
What, with those girls?
Yeah, with those girls. You're talking to a girl and they just start fighting and shit.
No. This is what happened, fool. This is
What happened was,
So what happened was, we had just came back from an event.
Yeah.
It was me and this fool, and we're all suited up.
yeah.
We're in suits. This one says, let's go to Rude Dogs in suits. I'm like, what the fuck?
I said, let's go to Covina because it's close to my house.
You said Rude Dogs, fool.
Because the Rude Dogs was the only thing with good music at the time.
So we're in fucking, I'm suited up, fool, like full suit. Corbata todo, way. I'm literally just having a good time. I literally just want to go to sleep because we just came from an event. And this was like, okay, let's drink. We're drinking. And I get tapped on the shoulder. And I turn around. It's una muchacha. I was saying it. Con otra muchacha. And then she's like, hey, my friend wants to know if you're single. Oh, no, she said, hey, are you single? And I was like, depends who's asking. And she said, my homegirl. And I said, I'm actually married. They turn around, fool. And before you know it, fucking like 2 minutes later, they're getting kicked out because they're getting down with somebody. I didn't cost that fight, fool.
Oh,
Yeah, fool.
shit.
But that's how I started, fool. That's why he
The
says I
homegirl
started.
got mad, fool, because she wasn't a good wing woman, fool. She just spit the game right.
But yeah.
Damn.
Anyways, bro, what's your No Manches?
Shit, I don't even know, man. It got me off. Got me off
There you
guard.
go. We came in strong. and
No,
shit.
I'm like nothing crazy. I just been low key, just working. You know.
You don't have any no manches that's happened to you?
Off the top of my mind
Give me
right
like
now.
a pet peeve.
I mean, there's something I haven't noticed. I mean, it's stupid. It's just like I noticed that I fix things like when things are like an OCD thing.
You're one of those?
I just weird. Like I'll be at like breakfast or something, and I'll see the napkin like this, and I just like, fix it and stuff. I don't know. I just noticed I started doing that lately.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, fool, I'm like that too.
You do that shit too?
You know what I
Yeah.
do? You know what's weird to me that trips me out?
Yeah.
I fucking hate odd numbers on shit.
Oh, odd numbers?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like if there's like 3 pencils, I need a fucking like 4th one and shit.
So what happens if you don't have a pencil?
No, well, I'm just saying, okay, for
Throw
using
one
that,
away,
I'm
what?
using that as a fucking excuse.
I know what I'm saying.
You're gonna be like
Example.
no manches to our stories, huh?
Yeah, no manches. You're a fucking crazy fool.
But it's just, I know, fucking psychopaths. No, but it's just weird shit. Like sometimes, like I just hate fucking odd numbers. So I have to like, and even like, okay, when I've edited the podcast and say, for example, right now it shows where we're at, right? At 147.
can't edit at 147.
I'll put the intro to the little, so it's at 148.
A little extra.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
48.
Yeah, fool, like it trips me out. Like I fucking hate odd numbers.
That's a weird no manches.
Yeah, it
fool.
is. And it's weird because my favorite number is 7. So I don't know.
7.
Fucking weird. But
It
anyways.
may be that channeling fool that you.
For reals, but she ain't shit.
No manches.
But anyways,
That's
move
funny.
on. Let's move on. All right, so this is the end of the show, bro. This is where you get to say, words of wisdom. Basically, anything that you as a person either go by, believe, that you want the people that are listening or viewing this podcast to maybe use in their life. What is something that's helped you in your life?
Just don't get discouraged what other people say. That's like the one thing, because you gotta just do what you want or what's gonna be best for you, and then eventually people will start taking wind of it, and you just gotta do you. That's it. At the end of the day, do you, and just be a good person. I guess be the best you could be, today than you were yesterday, and take it one at a time. But just don't give up and just keep pushing. That's it.
Yeah. I've said this many times, so I feel like if we're the same person we were like a year ago, bro, like you're not changing, you're not evolving, you're not becoming a better person and shit. And that goes in every aspect, you know what I mean? We get so stuck on being who we were sometimes
Yeah.
that we're not thinking about who we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to be stuck in that moment, or we want to relive that moment, or have that moment live forever. We've seen it a lot. People get stuck in high school, bro. We went to the same high school.
Mm-hmm.
We know a lot of fools that fucking still act like they're in high school and live in high school and shit.
Say it.
What do you mean?
Just say it.
What do you mean?
Go ahead. I was kidding.
Mike has a pencil right now.
Out of nowhere, huh? You just see like a.
Dude, say
That would
it.
have been fucking funny fool.
I
You
know.
would have come back to me and I was pencils.
Dude, hey, when I saw John Wick, bro, the first one I thought of you.
Said, "Yo, bro."
Yeah, and I hadn't even met you again.
Tell him the reason why I told you the pencil. Tell him the
Because
reason
he
why I
said when
carry
you
a
get
pencil.
into fights, if somebody pulled something out, he had
shank 'em.
something to. Yeah.
You can
Raul
shake
taught
him.
me that. He said,
Yeah.
fucking carry a pencil, because if we carry a knife at school,
Yeah.
we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So, with the pencil, you stick it, you break it,
Yeah.
and you...
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You know who did that, right? Remember
Yeah, I saw that. I remember.
Eric Velasco? We had a guy, he goes by the Homo Homie. He was on here and he talked about that when he was a kid in Omani. That so like there was this guy that was like, oh, vente, like trying to like I guess kidnap him in a way.
Oh shit.
And that fool shanked him with a pencil, fool.
Oh damn.
No, I thought you were talking about in high school.
Oh no, well, no. I was just
Fucking...
It was
who
high school
got-
times.
No, somebody in high school got... I remember... what's his name? Pulga?
no, it's fine. Just go.
Somebody told me he got shanked in the knee.
Oh
I
shit.
think BB shanked him.
I don't know. But go. What was the whole thing?
That was the whole thing. I thought you were talking about that
Oh
time.
no.
That it was when BB shanked that fool in the knee, or somebody got shanked in the knee because they said something about their mom. Back in the day with your mama jokes
Oh
were being
yeah,
and shit.
yeah, I remember that. Damn.
That's pretty extreme, dog, to shank someone because of your mama joking.
You're like, you said
Hey,
about
fool,
my
fool.
mom? My mom.
I used to get mad, fool. What you say about my mom, dog? What
What's
the
up?
shit?
You got my pencil right here?
He's all sharpening it.
No, but okay, so I'm gonna end the show. I'm gonna say, hey, it is. I think the show's dropping right before the election, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna encourage you to vote. You have that option. I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for. Whatever. Even if I say fuck Trump, if you love him, go vote. Just do something. A lot of the times we say, not voting is voting.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Not voting is voting. Why? Because that could benefit one or the other. So if you strongly believe in something, vote. And even if it's not for presidency, because there's a lot of issues on the table too.
Yeah.
So people always cry for change, but nothing's going to happen unless you actually say something or do something about it. So, go out there, vote, enjoy, not enjoy, remember those that passed on Dia de los Muertos. And also, Marine Corps birthday's coming up, guys, so I'm taking in birthday gifts. And
He's all my Venmo. Here's my Zelle.
everything. But for reals, I want to see you guys there. So please come see us.
November 16th.
November 16th.
Nucleus Art Gallery on Alhambra.
We're going to put all those details in the show, but I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
I know, Sisko, you got something?
Yeah, actually, before we do that, bro, where can everybody find you?
So my Instagram is AR Ink Bomber. So AR_INKBMBRSLA. And then you can find all my channels on my link. I have my YouTube and all that attached to that.
Hey, tattoos too. If you're looking for tattoos.
If you want ink too, I got my Instagrams on there too.
Use code word Sisko and Mike Podcast.
10% off.
10% off.
we got no commission out here. We're not sponsored yet, but anyways. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Wait, I want to close it off because you did say something important, about voting. Make sure you do vote. Like you said, I don't give a fuck who you vote for. We all have our things. Don't fall in love with a politician. That's the number one thing. Don't fall in love with politicians. That's where we've gone wrong, right? We're falling in love with a person and not what they're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So I think you got to go back and make sure you guys get informed before you vote, and then you can proceed however you want. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I think and I can suggest. Just know who you're voting for and what you're voting for. Yeah. That's what matters.
And thank you for coming, bro. Honestly, I appreciate you.
No, thank you guys for having me, man. This is awesome. It's my second one.
Nice. and bro, once again, like we said, it's dope when we connect with people that grew up in the same hood as us.
Yeah.
And it's dope to see like that we've progressed in all of us, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that our mindsets, I think that's what it's about, reconnecting with people. We talked about it, creating stories, right? We just created a story today.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it. Yeah. So it's about that, and make sure you guys communicate with people and just have conversations.
Yeah, networking, man. Yeah. And and it's crazy because it's funny because you know how you were saying how people look at you a certain way with the suit, people judge and stuff. I don't look like a tattoo artist. If I were to wear like a regular jacket, you would have never known I'd tattooed until I showed you, and then you're like, "You do tattoos? You don't even look like a tattoo artist." Low profiling, bro.
Because you gotta have the tattoos on the face.
On the face, huh?
Don't bucka. Don't judge a book by its cover, dog.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
Peace out,
guys. Thank you.